Hi guys, and welcome to the video. So today, basically it's going to be about putting the swivel seat base and the rib bed into the van. It's an old one, and basically filming it bits here, bits there, I lost the audio. So as you can see from the box, this is a Kira van double seat base, and in my opinion, it is one of the best ones. Might be a little bit expensive compared to the other ones, but when you think what it does and the potential of protecting you in a crash, I think it's worth paying that extra. So at the moment, I'm just checking to make sure all the latches, all the bolts and everything are all free and easy. Uh, this video is it's not really a how-to video, and the reason it's not is because if you go on Kira Van's website or if you go on Kira Van's YouTube channel, he does a brilliant video on how to fit these, and he, like I say, he explains it and he shows it a lot better than me. The only I had trouble getting the seat out, so I had trouble removing the seat just by one bolt. One bolt was stuck in, and I'd used penetrating fluid for ages. Just couldn't get it out. Everything's unbolted in this video, but yeah, I struggled like mad with one bit. There is two sections you need to cut off the seat, and in Kira Van's video, he does explain this better. But in a minute, you'll see what it is. It's on the back of the seat there. We'll look at these areas in a minute. So that area and that area is like a top hat. You need to cut that off. So you need to cut it off on both seats and keep that. And basically what that does is when you put the base in, that levels it back up. You use them as a spacer. That's about the only hard part really. It's like everything else is pretty straightforward. So you cut them two bits off, save them as spacers. So when you put, like I say, I'm not sure whether you can actually see it on this video. This is the thing, it's one of them, it's a case of the unit was really busy on this day. I was filming different bits, jumping backwards and forwards. So it's hard for me to stop and go into detail. But it is literally a case of, I think you use two existing bolts at the front, which you took out, and then you get two new bolts for in the back. And that's where I've just lifted it up to fit in this spacer. But yeah, if you go over to Kira Vans and just watch his video, he'll explain everything. Well, there is other people on YouTube who explain it a lot better than I am. They go into more detail. It's a closer video showing you, basically showing you what to do. Yeah, it was one of them days. It was a case of a lot of people backwards and forwards. Bruce, who owned the unit, he was in the unit that day. So it was just one of them. It was a case of it was a job I needed to get done. I knew I was having trouble getting one of the bolts out, and I ended up with a multi-tool, like a Bosch multi-tool. I put a universal blade on it, and I started to cut the head, or basically the plan was to cut through the bolt. And in doing that, I'd say I got about halfway through, and I then decided to get a ratchet and snap the head off. Because of the heat of cutting the metal, the heat had transferred down and basically weakened everything off. There's Nell, so that's Bruce's dog. So yeah, the heat transferring down had released the bolt, so I managed to get the bolt out in one, which was a lot easier than snapping it off, cutting it, then drilling it out, retapping it. So yeah, it was well worth it in the end. But I'd fitted the base there, so the base is all fitted, and now it's a case of lifting the seat in. So not the easiest job on your own, but everything I end up struggling most of the time anyway. So yeah, it's just a case of locate where the studs go, and then basically bolt it down. So getting this fixed in was straightforward enough. I have done a couple of different brands, and I'm not an expert on swivel seats. The guys at the camper van place are, and they swear blind by these. They swear blind by the Kira van. So yeah, it's entirely up to you, isn't it? You know, what if you do put swivel seat base in, which one to go for. But I just think anything which has got M-class certification and what have you are the ones you should be going for. So I take my mum, and I take her shopping. And the last thing I want is for her to go flying through the windscreen. I don't think my other siblings would be too happy, but so yeah, it is literally just a case of get everything bolted down, and that's it. It is a straightforward procedure. But if you're unsure, go over to Kira Van's website, go over to Kira Van's YouTube channel. I know there is other people on YouTube who fitted this seat base into a Vauxhall Vivaro. They'll probably do a better job of explaining everything than I will. I've watched a couple of them, so I know people are out there. I know people are doing videos on this seat base. So yeah, it's like I say, that's pretty much how it's installed, and then it's just a case of swiveling it around, making sure everything fits, everything works, and then it's a struggle again trying to get a rib. I think mine's a 112 rib bed into the back of the van. So yeah, I can ask for help. Do I ask for help? No. Where would the fun be in that? So yeah, that's the seat finished. I will do when I do a video. I am planning on doing a full walk round video, but yeah, not let's say so. It is literally just a case of this is how I did it. So as you can see here, I put some card on the floor, and this is how the bare unit comes. So you get the frame and the seat back. What it ends up being the middle of the bed, and the seat back when you're traveling is already fixed onto the rib bed. So that's already fixed, but there's still a fair bit of weight in that. So this is me just hoping, because when I got to this stage, I realised I'd never actually checked that measurement between the side wall and the unit front, and it is tight. I've probably got about 25 mil, an inch either side. So that was more, it wasn't by planning. It was because when I scribed the back of the units in, I had I had so much leeway there, so I could actually bring them further out, I could take them further back in. And yeah, I don't actually remember ever sitting down and working out what that measurement was. I know everything was built to take a 112 rib bed, but yeah, I didn't actually plan it. So it's get it in place, and then on one of the other videos that I did, there was some tape on the floor, and the tape on the floor is basically where the studs for the brackets for the water tank. I left them on the floor, and the only reason is basically so when I screw this down, I didn't screw directly on top of them bolts. So it's at the moment it's just a case of lining it up. See, that's as you can see the back. So it's a case of trying to work out forwards and backwards. This is a slider bed, so it has got that extra 200 mil to slide it forward, to slide the top, the seat area forwards and backwards. So I'm just trying to work out where in relation it will sit. With this being a long wheelbase, I do get more area in front of the seat. This is the back, so this would basically be what you would class as like a parcel shelf area if you wanted to use it. This is the panel, or this is the base, which actually fits around the corner. So I made a point of putting this on so I could then drop it down, push the seat as far back as I wanted, and then I knew it's in its furthest back position. That's what I wanted to try and get. So it's like you have to line the cams up as you put them in, so it's like it has a ratchet system. So I put it into place, pulled it back, made sure the slider was pushed back as far as it could go. Then I pushed the seat back as far as it would go. So it was about, I think it's about an inch, about 25 mil, 30 mil from the back door. So you can see there, and just testing the slider to make sure it goes back as far as I can. The only reason for that is if I put it in its furthest position, and then when I slide it forward, it gives me an extra 200 mil like luggage space behind the seat. So that was the whole reasoning. It's nothing more than that, really. So it was a case of, once I worked out where the position was, drill some pilot holes, and yeah, it's literally, it's not the hardest thing in the world, but it is a bit tricky when you're on your own.
Oh, quite heavy that, guys. So I needed to just get it in. So I needed to get the bed in and just check. It's only very minimal space you've got above the wheel arch. So I needed to just get it in above the wheel arch, make sure that was okay, and yeah, get the back section in. So I had to bolt the back drop down. So this one here, so that's the bit that folds that way for the bed, and I just needed to make sure that that is on the slider all the way back, which it is. So that's the slider all the way back. So we've managed now to make sure that that drops, and it's just inside the corner, and it's just inside the back door. So that then now has basically told me, that's told me where this needs to be in relation. So the other bit, the base for this is out there, but trying to get it in on my own is a fair bit of weight in it, so I didn't want to damage it. So what I can do now is I can basically mark the floor, measure the floor from where my old tank brackets are, and get underneath and see whereabouts we're going to come through. I'm not sure if we're going to come through above the petrol tank. I don't know. So so yeah, I've now got to have a look and see where we're going to come through as to bolting it through the floor, and then I'll, let's say, I'll make some plates up then underneath the floor. But it's in the van. It's looking nice. So yeah, it's getting there. So we have lights. So yeah, lights are in. Got lights up here. So you don't want main lights on. I'm going to have lights along the side. So yeah, if you don't want the main lights on, you can put them on. So I'm happy. I'm happy where that is. I'm happy in relation to where it is. It doesn't obstruct this double cupboard. I know this little cupboard here is obstructed by it, but that's just going to house like water pump, things like that you don't need to get to every day. So I just wanted to film this little bit. Just basically a bit of a struggle getting it in. Thing is, when you're working on your own, you've got to just make do, haven't you? So what I did was I put some cardboard on the floor, lifted it up onto the cardboard, and then slid it in. So yeah, it fits. So I've just got to get it fixed in now. Got to get it fixed into place. So all that up there is back in. It's all fixed in now. Everything's in there, done. So all up here is fixed in and done. All carpeted, everything's done. Speakers are all wired up, lights are wired up. The bedboards are back in, so I'll put the bedboards in. I had to put a new piano hinge. The old piano hinge wasn't a very good one. It was only 1 metre long, so that's a 1200 bed, but it was 1 metre. So I managed to get 2 600s. So I'll put 2 brand new 600s up there. So that bit up there is done. It just means one less thing to worry about. So yeah, it's getting closer. It's like I say, it's not done by any stretch of the imagination, but it's getting, each day it gets a little bit closer, doesn't it? So that's all we can do, just keep chipping away. So yeah, that's how you get a rib bed in on your own. Much difficulty, and just take time. Hi guys, and I bet everyone's wondering where we've been. So basically we left the unit over a month ago, and I had a load of rubbish. So all the rubbish from basically doing the conversion, all the cardboard, all the old boxes, everything else was still in the unit. So I loaded the van, and the plan was I had a couple of videos that I needed to edit, so get them edited, and then do a video regarding the seats, the swivel seat and the rib bed. And then the plan was to do a walk round video, basically of the van, to show it in the state it's in now, and it is usable. There's 1 or 2 things which I haven't got. I haven't got a gas bottle yet, but I am going to use it. I am going away in it, and the plan is to just use camping cooker. A small gas bottle I've got for that. But yeah, one of the main reasons why we haven't really done anything is because, just let me back up a little bit. So as you can see, so yeah, basically the van is literally full of everything. So yeah, you can't really move. So I've just finished the job now, which is hopefully the last job before Christmas, and I'm now going emptying it. I did go to the tip, the dump, whatever you want to call it, and I needed a van permit. When I applied for that, this van is about 40 mil too big, so that's why we've been carrying this lot around for a month. So hopefully get everything emptied today. I'll hopefully show you an empty van later, and then we can finish the videos that I've got planned, and then don't know, hopefully that'll take us up to Christmas and get out in the van and enjoy it. So yeah, just wanted to basically let you see what state it's in. It's always been in a state, every week it's always been in a state, but the plan was to get everything done, get rid of all the rubbish, which 90% of this under here is all rubbish. So yeah, just wanted to keep you posted. Cheers guys.